Hello.
Yo, what's going on, Herman?
Yo, man, what's happening?
Just keep having problems with these
Cylinder heads, man. I just, we got the lower end all sorted, but
for whatever reason, man. I just can't get these things together, and I just don't think that I can continue on, man.
What do you mean continue on? You're not going to end your life, are you, man? What are you doing? Talking crazy.
I just can't seem to keep a cylinder head on this car, and they're extremely expensive. They're hard to find.
and I don't think that I'm carrying the flag right.
And I got these parts here. I think I'll just return them back, and I think I'll just put a V8 or something in my car.
Do it. End your life. Why are you swearing at me? It's disgusting, man. How's that going to help the RV scene?
Well, I mean, if you have something of quality, like
I've got people in the queue, and I've got prototypes that I can potentially send, but I'm not comfortable sending one of our new heads to go on race right now. I need a few weeks, and you probably don't have a few weeks. How long have we got?
Got 2 weeks.
actually, it's 1 week. It's 1 week.
The best I can probably do is lend you or help you out with a 05U head, maybe machine it quickly, build it, and get you out of shit. It's not going to be a 1200 horsepower setup or anything. I'm talking like,
I don't know. How much do you need? Will 800, maybe 900 horsepower get you out of shit?
It would probably do the job for the first couple races, sure.
if you can do 800, we can do a peanut chamber head. I've got one spare that I can pull. We can assemble it with some not massive cams. You can rev that. There's no issue with that. But man, I'm going to need a week to get that out to you.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're confident, man, and you got my back moving forward, then I'll give this another shot.
Look, I promised you one of our heads moving forward, or two, and helping you out with engines and whatever. But man, it's like it's the 11th and a half hour. Like I'd love to say, yeah, man, we're good with a new head. It's just like I probably need 3 or 4 weeks, and I don't want the first couple going out of my reach. I'd rather them stay local so I can keep an eye on them.
Right.
Sending it over there.
Having an issue, in front of the world, I'd rather try and avoid. But an 05U head that we've run for years and years, I can set one of them
Pretty quick. I've got the parts in stock. We'll have to knock some guides in and seats and make it all happen. But I can do that. I can pretty well get it on a machine.
Okay.
It'll give me enough time to build one of our new heads, one of our R0s or something, with a little bit more planning.
All right. Well, if you got my back on this, let's go.
I hate to go back on my word, man, so I did promise I'd help you out. So I guess this is me helping you out. Fucking expensive help out, you prick. But anyway, we've got to
Keep the RV scene alive, and I'll be fucked if you're going to go to an LS platform and make us all look like dog shit, man. So
let's do this.
Let's do it, brother. All right. Let's get to work.
all right, I'll get cracking, man.
All right, buddy.
Take it easy. I'll be in touch. You can annoy me soon.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Sounds good. Bye.
Dude,
Got my leg.
that's like OG right there.
Fucker's got more miles than my cars.
I'm just trying to not hurt myself sitting on this chair. It's dangerous. It's dangerous being me.
You might have seen that I made a post back in November stating that I was done with the RV platform. We built this car back in 2021, and we had this grand vision of just like the craziest RV powered drift car here in the States. And I feel like we have achieved that on a lot of levels, but it hasn't really been up to the standard of what I have fully envisioned up to this point. I felt like even back like with all my history with the RV platform, I mean, I've had RVs since 2007. Damn! I've been around quite some time. And here in the States, it's really hard to find people that are competent and know what they're doing. If a problem arises and you're in another state, how do you remedy the issue, right? So that was something that really kind of weighed in on my decision to step away from the platform. Now, I'm definitely not a quitter, but also you have to be smart with your time and your investment and your path of where you're trying to go with the sport. I've been friends with Herman at PRP since the inception of this build. Told him what was going on, how I wanted to exchange parts over, and he was like, well, what's really the problem? He's like, I really wish you would have called me first before he made that post. And he was like, we have it sorted now. So What PRP has done now is they have came out with their new cast cylinder heads and cast blocks. For us, we have been able to actually get the billet block to work. So the last 2 seasons, we've been able to manage to get an entire season out of a lower end, which was a huge feat just from years previous where we were going through them. It seemed like every single race. Yeah, Herman stepped to the plate, built us up a head, sent it over. It's from Australia to us within about 2 weeks. This head actually isn't their casted head. Theirs are almost ready for release. I'm gonna give this another shot. I'm gonna give Herman and the guys over at Platinum Racing Products a shot, and all the partners that have aligned with us through this process, and we're gonna see it all the way through. So day 2 of getting everything prepped, ready for Long Beach. Made some really good progress last night, and moving on to today, just kind of doing the last things that we have on the agenda, putting in our new clutch, which is an awesome unit from ACT. Been kind of working with those guys on the sidelines the last 2 years for them to like push them to make like a really quality clutch, because there's just not very many options, especially here stateside, for something that's reliable for the abuse that we actually put them through. Finishing up all the plumbing, we're essentially done with that. I'm just going to tidy up the wiring. Mike's going to just do like header wrap on the downpipe, and then just final fit and finish. And then our buddy Joe is coming in tomorrow to do the plumbing for the wastegate. Just due to the distance of where the wastegate is to the downpipe, it's really close. So we're just concerned about, you're running like a braided line down there. It's probably going to get eaten up by the heat, and we don't want that to take us out of competition. We're really, really close. So this is really the final push. We're trying to get on the dyno tomorrow night with Naoto and Koji, and Joe will be there to help assist us as well. I feel really good about it. Really excited to see what this thing is going to do on the dyno with all the revisions that we made, add in the nitrous, which I think the nitrous is super sick. I love that it's all tucked up under the manifold. The solenoids are tucked in behind the cowl there. I mean, the only thing you really know if we were running nitrous, if you checked in the back behind the passenger seat and see the bottle, or if you notice the purge kicking on when we're adjusting the bottle pressure before battle. So still quite a bit left on our plate here, but it's nothing that is unachievable. So we're just going to keep plugging away. See you guys on the dyno. Or actually, you don't have to. You can just swing it to the side. I'll just shut the fuck up. That's fine.
I mean, you don't have to shut the fuck up, but I mean,
It's not really my job. It's not really my zone. I don't work on cars.
You drive them.
Am I supposed to be? Supposed to be. Just keep working on it. We're gonna put something else, like a filter on my face that's not actually me, like a deep fake, like I'm Tom Cruise or somebody. I got Tom Cruise working on my car. I need to get something. Yeah.
we'll get a toilet bowl brush, put some microfibers on it, shove it down in there.
Your best?
I don't know. I've done some pretty.
But yeah, you cleaned some pretty questionable pipes before, dude.
Yeah. Not saying it might work, but, you know.
I didn't say that, dude. That's not me. I didn't come up with that. This is probably the most sexual innuendos you've heard in one FD driver film session. And I take pride in that. What do we have behind door number 3, John? See all this shit? Just from being set out, you know? Fucking dropped it. No!
I did a burnout.
Already. Got everything done on the car. It was quite a bit of work to get everything all situated and dialed, but so far no leaks. Startup went really well. Sorry, forgive me. I'm a little tired. I'm getting started now at 11:30 at night, and we'll probably be here for a little bit. So I just got here to Auto Talent to come see our buddy Koji Arai, and they've been around since the 90s. Both working in Japan and here in the States. They're definitely, especially when it comes down to the RVs, these guys definitely know what they're doing. So Joe's also, top notch as well. So see all these 3 minds really kind of come together and see what we can make happen.
When we start.
Just gonna adjust the timing belt. Alright, so it's about 12:17. Just getting the car set up on the dyno, setting timing, kind of having a conversation with Malta too, just like how I like my switches, my boost settings, my throttle map. There was quite a few changes that were made for our setup for this season. Working with PRP, they've supplied us with a brand new 05 U head. Again, it's not their cast heads yet, but they were able to whip us up something in the meantime just to get us through these next couple of races. But I still, very fond of the companies that we worked with in the past. It was just time to kind of move on and explore other opportunities. And we're excited to see what this thing's going to do today.
Shove nitrous in there, you're gonna have more cylinder pressure at lower RPM. Yeah. So
it's like just basically bumping everything up. One, like, you know.
I understand.
And there's no boost control working.
So that's just the spring pressure.
Yeah.
Like that.
And that's at 8,000 right off that.
Does it keep climbing the higher you're revving? So it's still building.
So I have a feeling if we go to 85, 9,000.
This is the previous?
Yeah. The boost controlling, I keep the gate closed right here. It's either manifold or the gate.
Okay. Okay, so it's almost 4. We have 2 issues going on. We have a boost creep issue and we have a coolant pressure issue. We're basically at a point where, you know, the car, we're about 800 horsepower, about 600 foot-pounds of torque, but we're about 500-600 RPM off from last season. But the problem that, you know, we have the nitrous and everything, but the problem that we're concerned with is the higher that we're revving it, the more that we're getting boost creep, meaning that it's continuing to build pressure, boost pressure, when we don't want it to. And if we're concerned with the coolant pressure going up, we just don't want to, like, you know, pop a head gasket or crack a cylinder head. We're trying to find out the wastegate is going to, we're going to remove the wastegate entirely just to see if the wastegate is actually the issue or if the manifold's the issue. So we're going to make a pull. It's not going to have any boost. It's just going to be off the manifold. So if it's continuing to build pressure, then it shows that there's a restriction in the manifold, and that's building it's building boost pressure that way, meaning that the manifold is inefficient. If it's flat, it's not building any boost pressure, then we know that the wastegate is the problem, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of theories going on right now. Like, again, there's a lot of really, like, you know, intelligent people on this. So we want the car to live throughout the weekend, and we need some more time with the car after the race. So we're going to do whatever we need to do to make the car do its job for this weekend at the bare minimum. So I think we're going to cut it here. We'll see you guys down at Long Beach.
You see that over there, some drivers back it in and just get their plaque smashed in and
It's race day. We made it. After everything, we're finally here. We got the car on the ground and we're ready to shred. So we just got done with our first session of practice. It's definitely been a thrash. Last time you saw us, we were on the dyno. We actually didn't get off the dyno until 10 a.m. the following morning. We came back to the track. We dropped everything off around 11, but he went back, got to sleep, got back to the track probably like around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Got everything finished and finalized. Then we had to actually go back to the dyno for Nialto to finish his tune. Guys didn't get off till 3 a.m. This morning. Thankfully, you know, my guys worked really hard. They got everything done. I was able to get some rest. I feel great today. First session of practice. Car's ripping, super easy to drive. It's consistent. I feel good. The weather's great. And I'm just looking to go out there and have a good time the rest of the weekend. So got our battle coming up with Ben Hobson. We're going to get dialed for that. And we're going to kick some ass.
Yeah, anyways, something like that, off the top of my head.
Speaking of champions.
Yeah, James Deane, and then big change here at Ryan Literal. A little bit late coming out, but looking good, looking really good. He was, I don't know the entire story, but I do know that he was late for tech inspection, getting in, requested some extra time. Super important to remember, because I know a lot of people were upset thinking that they wouldn't get to see one of the top 32. Fun fact, you get to see both.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Here we go. Ben Hobson running that Borla exhaust. Listen to that exhaust there. Clean looking car. Great looking car. Love the pink little flare there. Congratulations to him and his lovely fiance, Sonny. Ryan Literal. He's throwing it down in that Sunoco S14. There goes Ben. Uses all the cores. Well done. Snaps back into the rim. Ryan Literal. He's right there. He's bathed into the smoke. He's firing all cylinders. Sunoco running through the veins of the Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 550. What a great run. The crowd erupts with applause.
Don't go crazy right now. We want to see the door-to-door, don't get me wrong, but you also want to make sure you're not spending the entire night wrenching just to go and battle tomorrow.
And that's what he did. I know the other night, like just yesterday, he got that car off the dyno. No matter how much you prep, it's always down to the paint is drying. So Ryan Little gets the clean air, gets the fresh air out front. He had good proximity. Would like to see him mimic that angle. And to your point, this Ben Hobson, I don't know if he's going to go for the win and really sink it tonight. Look at that! And Ryan Little says, whatever, man. I'm not listening to you, Jared. You're just the announcer. And Ryan Literal, look at the angle he's got there. Ben Hobson, good practice. He's sparring right now with Ryan Literal. Whoa! Yeah. There we go, baby!
Oh, man.
Yes, sir!
It's a pretty tight battle there. And I feel like both drivers did a really good job at opening the door and letting the other driver get into the pocket. We'll see here as judges come across, and Ben Hobson.
And
Bang.
So let's talk about this last battle.
Last battle. From the outside, it was a little bit weird to judge. I mean, every freaking round is, right? But 1 and 2, actually, we're really surprised because Ben Hobson was really fast all day. But we felt like he kind of gapped him a little bit. There's a nice gap there, and he sucked up to him on outer 3, right? That was the only good zone that we really thought Ben really, okay, he did much better than his chase, right? But the chase, Ryan was closer to him through 1 and 2, and 3 was the only spot where he was able to get gapped. So it was this weird give and take. We thought it at least would be a one more time, right? But even me as a driver in the sport, I still can't even make the call sometimes. So
I mean, it's kind of tough, right? And I have to be unbiased when I look at the battle. I think it was a really close battle between both of us, but reviewing it, looking back, I definitely was much shallower than he was in the chase, even though I had a little bit more of a gap on him in my lead.
Yeah.
So it is kind of a weird give
yeah.
and take, but if you were to nitpick that and just go strictly off of angle, then I could see where they made that decision. And I mean, tomorrow's really the day that matters.
Yeah.
It just obviously gives you a better position within the bracket. So it would have been nicer to get a little bit further in the bracket and not have such a, I think we either have Odie or James tomorrow. I think it's Odie because Odie was number 2.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's going to be a heater. He's my boy, but you can trust. Typically, the better guys are easier to follow because you can actually trust what they're going to do.
Right, you're not worried about lifting or hopping on the handbrake right away. You just know you can hammer down.
Yeah.
But I guess my only thing with what I was trying to say is it's nice when the team understands the calls the judges are making.
Yeah.
So when you feel like something's way off from one way you were thinking or leaning towards, you're like, okay, well, why is it this way, right? So I guess that's the thing is like we just got to really understand what they're trying to make the calls off because to me as a driver, I would sacrifice angle to proximity, right?
Well, and that's
how it goes.
They tell us that.
They say that. That's something that's essentially like they've always made. Okay, they let you understand that that's a good thing, right? And that's what you did. So that's where I guess I'm a little bit confused. Is maybe you didn't have the angle that he did, but you were much closer throughout a larger vicinity of the track than he was, and just versus one turn.
It's a tough call. And
So
I mean,
it's a little hard.
I don't think it was an easy call for them to make either because they held us at the line for quite a bit. So they were obviously discussing amongst themselves of how they were really going to play it, of how they really wanted it to go. So either way, either way, obviously you never want to lose anything. But at the same time, I'm still really happy with like the team cohesion. The weather out here is great. The car's running great. And I'm just looking forward to tomorrow, man. Like the vibes have just been really strong all
To be honest, we really haven't done much, and he's driven through pretty much everything.
Yeah.
He smoked someone earlier, and we had to put a new tie rod on there and square it up the front. He just went back out, and the lap right after that you would think would be a little timid. And now sent it, smoked the ball too a little bit, you know. It was perfect. So honestly, I think he's in a good headspace this weekend, and the car has just got to stay where it's doing and see where we're at.
It could use some more power.
Yeah.
Some more RPM for sure. Yeah. But you know, I'm still happy with it. Let's just make it through the weekend. Let's have a good time. That's all I want.
Gonna do it, Ryan Little. He's got good vibes. I got an opportunity to hang out with him. Little nightlife out there in Riverside, the IE, the Inland Empire, and that's what he's repping with that 909 number. And he's feeling really calm. He's in a good place. He's liking the Sunoco. He's liking the livery. He's loving the goods. You know, he is flying the RB flag. He loves it. He's dying on the cross of that RB, and he loves it. But he's going against James Deane. He's got the bubble window. He's feeling the flow. James Machine Deane, your defending Formula Drift champion, throws it in that first outside zone. Touch that one. I said, just kissing it. James Deane, look at Ryan Little. He is right there, tucked in. He knows. Talking about that 100-point run. That's what James Deane. Oh, a straight need, a correction. Was there contact? We will run it back. That was very unlike James Deane. So we'll take a look at that. Going from the outside zone 3 into that inside clip. That was very interesting. So was there contact, Jacob?
Yeah, we're going to see it here in a second. The James Deane out front looking really good. This is what we talked about with allowing for a really good chase to happen behind you. James Deane spends a lot of time with the car at angle, very, very stable, and this is the point we want to look for. It does look like Ryan Littoral did impede the transition of James Deane there, which really sucks because Littoral was on it. He was in there. He was right inside, you know, the pocket, as we call it, that kind of space behind the front wheel. That's where we want the driver to be. And look at Ryan Littoral. Great dive there to get into the pocket for outside zone 3 and just holding it really steady and just doesn't get back in time. That's all it is. And we're talking like a tenth of a second to touch the brakes, pull the car back, let the car transition. It's so tough.
You got to think he knows what to do, right?
Yeah.
And he knows who he's going against, and that is a 100% trust fall. You know, you cross your arms, you're like, James, catch me. Again, he's a champion. He is a weapon. He is so comfortable in this car. When he came out on media day on Tuesday, he didn't even skip a beat. I mean, this dude, James, is driving more than anybody else, I feel like. Again, if we talk seat time, I think he's top.
Yeah.
So, here we go. Ryan Little's out front. That contact, he disrupted James Deane. He was in that hot pocket, got a little burn. Here we go. They let it cool. Ryan Little gets out. He taps it. Using all the course. James Deane, unfortunately, he didn't get to that second outside zone. There goes James Deane. Now he's in the pocket. That's alternate position. Literal goes for it on that inside clip. Really good execution. What a way to start Formula Drift 2025 season. This is just a sweet morsel of what we're going to expect this season. This very well could be, I'm going to go on record, this very well could be the most competitive Formula Drift season we've ever seen.
This is a pretty tight battle. I do think that's going to be the difference maker, unless there's something that the judges are seeing that we've missed.
And we're going to get some insight from them. It looks like we have a verdict. Slide him left for James Deane, right for Ryan Littoral. And I think that small little hiccup and that error of Littoral, James Deane gets the win and advances on.
We just got done with our top 32 battle with James. Practice was all over the place for us this morning. It started off pretty cold in the morning. Our nitrous wasn't kicking on through the first couple laps. This car was really down on power. Brought it back, got all that situated. And we had to switch onto the motor mount side due to the new manifold, the way that it hangs down a little bit lower. We had 2 like semi-solid mounts last year, but just due to the manifold configuration, we had to go to a solid mount to the engine block side. So that just increases vibration, increases rigidity. So it's just more of a process of just looking and finding all those things. So we had to kind of go through and put a little bit more work in the car this morning than we were anticipating. I was in one of my last practice laps of the morning. They have like a choke point up there, like as we're going from lead to follow, and it's really tight up there. And the guys that are in the chase lane are off to the right, and off to the left, there's these 3 concrete pillars that none of us can remember them being there last year. And now we have all these like shut-off devices that kind of obstruct your view on the A-pillar. And I did see it. I actually crashed at like 2 miles an hour, but it did like some considerable damage, like cracked the fender, broke a bunch of tabs for the bumper, it bent the knuckle, threw the alignment off. I still sent it on the lap, and I was just so upset about it. Because, you know, it's like something stupid. Like, I'm way down. Like, if you watch the battle of me and James, I'm down to like put it on the car, but like not at 2 miles an hour. I just felt like such a dummy, you know? But I went out there with my battle of James, like being kind of frustrated that I like did that. And I kind of just let that kind of carry the battle a little bit, which I'm glad, because like I really, to drive at that level, you need that level of commitment and aggression to be there. On my chase run with him, I just did everything I could to stay on him. And then coming into the final, or on outer 3, it felt like he slowed down quite a bit right there, and I had to hit him when we were on transition. Kept it as composed as I could through that section. I think I hit him another time before that too, like when we were in tandem, because I felt that my alignment was off, but I didn't want to call a 5 just because I knew that it didn't feel like it was off that much, and I knew that I could drive through it. So we go, turn around, go to line up for the battle, and I just gave everything that the car had. I just full throttle, full commitment. No matter what was going to happen, if it was going to stick, it was going to stick. If not, then, you know, I'm going in all the way. So due to like the correction on my end, I knew that, you know, they were going to give it to James. I'm still really proud of my team and everybody that came on board to make all of this happen. That was a lot of work to achieve in such a short amount of time. And everybody had a positive attitude. Everybody worked well together. And it was just a very enjoyable experience. It was very hard. It was very grueling, you know, like, you know, staying up till 10 in the morning and just doing everything that we could to get the car ready. The car is faster, more agile, and easier to drive than it's ever been. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of the rounds this season. So next round, I'm actually gonna schedule a test here with my tuner and a buddy of mine that helps me out with the chassis setup. We're going to kind of go through more parameters and just get more situated and acclimated with the car. First and foremost, I got to thank our sponsors for being out here. Huge thanks to Go Sunoco, Collab Garage, Sector 32, Spectre, all those guys for getting me out here and getting me what I need. Thank you to Precision Turbo and Engine. Huge thanks to Platinum Racing. You know, Herman, if you didn't send me the head, we wouldn't be here competing this weekend. So you definitely got me out of shit, for your words. And we're really looking forward to continuing on progressing with you and really showcasing the capabilities of the RB and everything that it can achieve. You know, we're completely aligned in believing that it's the most efficient engine out there. It's built to race and it's built to win, and that's exactly what we're going to do. My SD coilovers, those were absolutely phenomenal. They're still the same settings that I had last year and just being more acclimated. The new Kenda tires are absolutely insane. I had all the grip and all the consistency that I needed all weekend. ACT, that new mod twin never skipped a beat. From the moment that we installed it, all the runs on the dyno, all yesterday during practice and all day during the day, it never faded, it never warped, it never gave me any issues. The pedal feel was consistent and it held whatever I threw down at it. And super huge thanks to the guys at Auto Talent too, and you know, with Koji, Sam for opening their doors, and huge thanks to Naoto at NCS for being as dedicated as he was and jumping in and filling in areas that he definitely didn't need to, and he just, you know, took it upon himself to be down for the cause. GMR wheels as well. Love the new wheels. They were light, they were strong. I was putting them in everything. I was hitting walls, hitting cars, and they held. They didn't bend, they didn't deflect. They still look great. Just got to polish them out and they'll be like brand new again. Thank you to 2F. I'll be calling you. Yeah, thank you guys for watching on our journey. We're really looking forward to Atlanta. We got our work cut out for us. We know where we need to improve, and we're going to be putting on a show for the next round. So we'll see you guys there.
Getting drunk from 7 to 3, overindulging.
Thank you, Carlos.
We're on a fire.